Not necessarily those of KKNW, its management, or other advertisers. This program is sponsored by Dr. Pat Basili and Transformation Talk Radio.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to the Mary J. Mack Show on Transformation Talk Radio. I am your co-host, Nancy. We have Benny in the studio. Hey, Benny.
Hi, ladies. Welcome back.
It's great to be back.
Loved having you.
One day we'll be back with you in person, and I can't wait.
This is true.
Yep. And then, of course, we're here with Mary Jane. For those of you who don't know about Mary Jane, she's a holistic intuitive. She has an office in Issaquah, Washington. However, you do not need to live in the state of Washington to become a client, as she has clients all over the United States. And she does the T.A.P.S system, the accelerated performance system. She muscle tests your body to find out where your deficiencies are, recommends a whole food nutrition, which gets into the body, repairs it, supports it, and brings your body back into balance. And not only does she do that, but she does NET and CRT. NET is the neural emotional technique, which we've been seeing a lot of lately in this office. For those emotions that keep getting brought up time and time again with things going on in the world. And then the CRT is the cranial release technique. And she is going to be taking your calls today. So if you have a question for Mary Jane, give us a call at 888. Oh, that's our office number, sorry. 1-800-930-2819. God, I have my glasses on, I still can't remember. So if you have a question, it's 1-800-930-2819. If you'd like to make an appointment with Mary Jane, you can call her office at 888-777-4232. And today we're talking about brain-based wellness. And with that, take it away, Mary Jane.
Hello, everyone. We're happy to be back. And I'll let you know, last week I had a 7-day summit with the Master Circle. And of course, it was virtual. And it was amazing. Every day we had 6 different speakers on, and the top speakers in the country. And many of them were chiropractors. And the main topic was the brain-based wellness and brain-based chiropractic. And what they find is, with all the research through the years, and this is the direction they've been going for the past 10 years, so it's not new. It's just been so researched and proven now. And they're dealing with might be the worst cases, not only in the United States, but in the world. People are traveling from all over to see these chiropractors who are doing this neurological brain-based wellness program. So it's really exciting, all the things, all the technology, all the things available to improve your health. And it takes it a step much further than regular chiropractic. Regular chiropractic can be more muscle and skeletal based, where this takes it further into what's causing those problems in the body, just like with us. What's causing the nutritional imbalances, what's causing the emotions, what's causing the question I had this week, am I always going to have to keep doing this? The same thing. So people go along, and when they're triggered again, their mind is really ingrained in doing this. You're going in circles. You're going back to where you were because your mind hasn't created that pathway to get out of it. And a lot of the talk was about the autonomic nervous system, which is the sympathetic system. And it's in the autonomic, it's the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. The sympathetic is what fight or flight. That's when you see something, you get afraid, you see a tiger or a lion or listen to the TV, and then your brain goes just crazy and it's going in the wrong direction. So now the sympathetic nervous system is in overdrive and the parasympathetic goes down. So now your sympathetic's way up and the parasympathetic's down, and now you're in trouble. Now you're recreating the same issues. And that can be like gallbladder, it can be kidney issues, it can be things that keep reoccurring. And that's because your brain is so out of balance. So there's the wonderful thing is there are so many things that we can do to help the brain get in better balance to stop that process. And so we're going to talk about some of those things today. So that's pretty exciting, huh, Nancy?
It's very exciting. And I got to listen to some of the speakers, and it's a lot of information to take in. So I have to listen a couple more times because some of it just went.
Yeah.
But no, it's very interesting, and it's great new science. And who doesn't want to get out of those nasty patterns?
It's really so exciting. I'm so happy to be a member of the Master Circle because when they have seminars or these conferences, they always bring in the top people in the country. And these people are some of them are so brilliant. It's like way, way brilliant. They're all way brilliant, but there's a few that are way exceptional. Photographic memory. I mean, they could quote anything. And sometimes they're a little harder to listen to, but they have great information. And the other guys are brilliant, but so down to earth and open to, they see so many different cases, and they're located in different parts of the United States, and people fly in from all over. So it's if you have a really difficult case yourself, or if somebody in your family has a major issue, I would highly recommend seeing, there's Dr. Daigle in St. Charles, Louisiana. And, but there are other neuro-based chiropractors who are doing absolutely incredible things. And sometimes you go to their office spend a week, you go for the daytime, and they do all this, they do testing, but then they do all these technologies to improve your brain pattern. And so it was wonderful. So there's things that I've learned that I can do and that I can help you a little more to tone down. It's the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve gets out of whack. And so we want to increase that tone of the vagal nerve and get you balanced to stop all these imbalances in the body. So those are some of the things we'll talk about too today.
And when we had Dr. Hoffman on, he mentioned the vagus nerve too. Isn't that I can't remember.
The vagus nerve regulates the autonomic nervous system. So it's from your brain, and it goes through your whole body. So when that vagus nerve is interrupted or pinched, then it causes imbalances. But what they're finding is it's not only a chiropractic issue, I mean, as far as adjusting, it's also what's going on in your brain that's causing the imbalance and what's driving it. So it's about calming down your brain pattern. If you're in this fear and flight and worried about working, worried about getting laid off, worried about today,
paying your bills, worried about getting COVID. I mean,
there's so many things today. People are more stressed out today than ever. And these docs are busier than ever because they're seeing so many cases, but they're able to help these people to be better and not get into illness or disease. Because when you stay on this path of your brain being out of balance and all these emotional hits and all the things going on structurally in your body, when you stay out of balance, then you set yourself up for disease. And that's the main topic for us today is what can you do to create wellness? And we've been talking about that for months. And it's so important. And it's not a one-time deal, like coming to see me one time or for a series to get better, because once you have the symptoms are gone, that's just the first step. Now it's what's the next step. So now we got you out of pain, we got you your digestion right. Now it's important to not only maintain that, but see what else is going on in your body that we can work on, whether it's neuroemotional technique, whether it's now we're going to be using a new technology called brain tapping. It's a brain tap, and there's lots of information on that. But we're going to be doing that in the office and recommending that to our clients. And the brain tap is it's sound and light, and it's a headset and it has a visor too, but it has specific sound and light. And you buy the headset, and then it has programs, multiple programs that you can download and purchase that help you in every area, whether it's weight loss, whether it's fear, whether it's nerves.
And we are going to talk more about the brain tapping and the brain headset after this short break. You're listening to the Mary Jane Mack Show on Transformation Talk Radio. We'll catch you on the other side.
Okay, all clear, ladies? Everyone's good. They are awesome as well. Yep, still getting a little on edge about the online stuff, but we're getting through it. No, just keeping it low key. Smarter the better. Families, we're gonna do an outside thing at mine. Not as many people, but just at my house, we're gonna do an outdoor thing, and then her family's just gonna do Zoom. Yep. All right. Stand by.
you've been craving. Come on over to calledbyfreedom.com.
Smile and reaching out your hand. Well, there's a move or two I'd like to show you while I still got the chance.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Mary Jane Mack Show on Transformation Talk Radio. I'm your co-host, Nancy. I'm here with my mom, Mary Jane, and we have Benny in the studio. And we are talking about brain-based wellness. And before we went to break, Mary Jane was talking about brain tapping and the headset and the lights and the, what else is there?
Well, it's a headset
Sound?
lights, and then you download an app, and the app has multiple different programs on it. Anything from weight loss, for energy. I mean, it's many programs. In order to get the effect, like for somebody who might have a like ADHD or a different brain function, maybe a brain injury, that might take them 6 weeks using it twice a day to see results. I mean, to see significant results. The regular person, even after 3 sessions, notices a difference. And it's recommended you do at least 2 a day, every day, to calm your brain down, because you're never, it's like you can't just use it and think you're well and then walk out into the world. And that's what we're really trying to talk about today. It's like you can't do one thing and think you're okay now. And so it's about combining the best of everything. These are tools. They're tools to help make you the best you can be. And without them, and I see it, the stress is going to wear you down and then create problems in your body.
Well, we're already seeing that in the office.
Yeah.
Lots of depressed brains, lots
Lots
of
of
overloaded
stress.
brains, lots of stress. I mean,
Over the election, it was a lot of
it's
bad
the election,
things.
it's the COVID, it's things shutting down again, it's kids not going to school, kids not learning on Zoom. I mean, it's everything. It's not just one thing.
And it's not easy for most people. Most people, all this is pretty difficult. Some people like the lockdown, but most people, it's very stressful. For young people, teenagers, there's more depression than ever, a high rate of suicide. And that's why this neurological based brain comes in, because like this brain tapping equipment, that is amazing to help normalize your brain, to keep it steady instead of off the charts. So using a technique to do that, you could do every day, that's simple, that's to me pretty incredible.
Well, exactly. If you have to do it twice a day for 20 minutes a day, I think we can all say we can find 20 minutes out of or 40 minutes out of a day.
Well, the results are, like I say, I watch the best people in the country. They all use this as part of their treatment. It's the nutrition, it's brain-based techniques, different techniques. Some use different video games that you go into the doctor's office and sit and play these video games for ADD kids and for kids with brain injuries, and with great results. So there's so many things out there that they didn't have before that make a difference. And I have a granddaughter that has a motor skill delay. She was born with cerebral hypoplasia. And these guys, they were right on with everything they picked out that she has. You know, kids with people with brain injuries tend to have poor posture. So that's part of it. Another thing that they tend to have is constipation. So those are all part of the brain injury. And unless you can change that, you're always just treating it or mechanically trying to treat it.
I'm very excited about getting this brain tapping headset Mary Jane just ordered. So I'm super excited. I'll be tapping my brain twice a day.
And we'll be carrying that in the office for our clients to purchase, or people to purchase, because it's a great tool.
I'm very excited about trying it. Okay.
You're not going to try it. It's
Well,
gonna
we usually,
work.
well, no, I didn't say about, I'm just excited about getting the opportunity to wear it on my head for a couple.
Well, 20 minutes, the thing is one of the best things for people to do, if you read literature about what's good for COVID, of course, it's nutrition, it's exercise, it's
Preventative.
meditation, doing all the preventative, washing your hands, all those techniques. But the other big thing is meditate. And it's very difficult sometimes for somebody who is in overdrive to try and meditate. And when I talk to people, they say, I just can't do that. So my next best thing for them is put on good music. It's that, it's easier to listen to good music, whatever you like, but do it for 5 minutes at least. If you could do 15, that's great. But even 5 minutes twice a day will make a difference. I mean, I have people, they're so nervous, they can't sit down. They're just walking, they're in their house and they're walking up and down their hallway like that. I do Zoom calls and they say, I want you to see me. I want you to see what I'm doing. And they just can't calm it down. And you can't always just turn that switch on and off. And these are, like I say, we have different tools. We do the CRT, but the big thing is what we do is nutrition. We get your body in shape to do what you need.
Looks like we have Dr. Pat has a question.
Yep.
Hello, Dr. Pat. How are you?
Hey, everybody. How are you? Hey,
We're good.
I
How
love
are
this
you?
show. Can you guys hear me okay? Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
we
driving
can.
and I was listening to the show. I'm really excited about what you guys are talking about. I mean, I have people close to me, and we often get diagnosed with things around the brain that aren't really true. And I was curious to hear more about what you were talking about and what we can do to keep our mind/brain sharp. I went through a series of tests a number of years ago, back in 2004. I mean, honestly, every test on the planet and multiple diagnoses, none of them were right. So can you just talk more about, what you are doing, not just to help people perform better, but to keep us sharp at any age?
Oh, absolutely. That's my goal. It doesn't matter what age you are. And it's about when I'm checking people, I'm checking sometimes people kind of think I'm only tuned in to certain things, but when I'm checking you, I'm checking every system in your body. And your body, it's like a doorway in. When I find a hot spot, it's a doorway in. And then from that, it tells me where you're at. Well, as far, you got to keep your body healthy for one thing. Because if your body's not healthy, your brain's not healthy. Your heart is your main battery. Your brain is your second battery. And so if your heart's low, your brain's going to be low. So during this stressful time, what I find is it's the front part of the brain and the back part of the brain, the cerebellum, that take the hit. So when the front part goes low, and I see that all the time, that your body, you can't think clear, you're not sharp, you can be depressed, but it's more CEOs of companies or people, and moms are CEOs of companies. They have their own company. So when I say that, it doesn't mean it's just the CEOs, it's people managing life. And so that part of the brain takes so much stress. So we use nutrition to balance the brain. And now, I mean, there's other things, the neuroemotional technique to clear the emotions that are causing the brain to be stressed out. And again, now we're going to have the brain tap. And the brain tap is going to give us another tool to stop the people going up and down, up and down. We're going to have more stability with the results and help people in many different ways. More specific.
And I don't want to take up a lot of time with you, but this is so important because, I think what I'm noticing is especially in talking to the listeners and the folks that I get to talk with, the emotional side of that, and not being able to manage emotions, like snapping off at a minute, or seeming like nothing makes you happy, or being at a point of stress where you just don't know. I mean, there's enough confusion. So I'm gonna let you guys go because I want to listen to this. But I'm really excited to be able to give people a tool and talk more about the multidimensional nature of what happens in the brain, and talk about it from a point of health and improved performance. So I just wanted to call in and just ask you that. Thank you guys so much.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you,
welcome.
Dr.
Thanks for
Ted.
calling. Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah. It's like so exciting. I mean, after this, I've been to other seminars and they talk about it too, but it was so exciting because they had so many different speakers, and it just re-energizes you and reaffirms all the cases they've had. And most of the chiropractors that spoke, and they spoke about different topics, most of them were chiropractors. None of them, or very few of them, had anybody with COVID in their practice because they did preventative with nutrition, encouraged exercise, did the neurological balancing, and and they were busier than they've ever been because people are looking for brain-based wellness. They're looking for wellness. They have no idea what it is till they come, and like even in our office till we start talking about it, they may not have ever heard that terminology before, and it starts them thinking in a different way and looks at life and their family, because it's not just them, it's the whole family that needs to be taken care
Supported
of
and taken
Yeah.
care of. It's very exciting. All right, you're listening to the Mary Jane Mack Show on Transformation Talk Radio. Time for us to take a short break. We'll catch you on the other side.
All clear. We're all clear. Nope, not really. Just living the dream. All right. All right. Stand by.
Let it go. Visit GetRootedRadio.com.
Stealing kisses undercover, babe. See forever when I see your face. And I swear God made you.
Great song, Benny. Welcome back to the Mary Jane Mack Show on Transformation Talk Radio. I'm your host, Nancy. I'm here with my mom, Mary Jane Mack. And if you have a question for Mary Jane, go ahead and give Benny a call at 1-800-930-2819. If you'd like to make an appointment with Mary Jane, go ahead and give our office a call at 888-777-4232, or you can visit Mary Jane's website at maryjanemack.com. Brain-based wellness.
And we see people all over the United States. And
Yeah.
we even have people in Spain.
Yes, we talked to somebody in Spain. Oh, speaking of people all over the United States, I have to give a shout out to Glennis in Maine. She talked to her this week and she said she enjoyed the radio show and podcast. So thank you, Glennis. I hope you're doing well. And one other shout out, a happy belated birthday to our girl, Susie. Thanks for listening, Susie. I know I can always count on you.
So we now are doing Zoom calls also. So that's if you'd like to do Zoom, you could do that, or just the phone call.
We're not seeing anybody in the office at this time. So Zoom is your best option, or phone. So the interesting thing is a lot of our clients who've been with us for a long time, they're like, no, I think I just want to do a phone call. I don't think I want to get, all gussied up today.
I don't want to put makeup on.
I don't want to put makeup on today.
They say I do Zoom enough. I don't need to do that.
Yeah. So
but we have a lot of people that do Zoom.
No, there are a lot of Zoomers out there. Okay.
So again, if you all those difficulties that you might have in your body, or not sleeping well, the brain tap, another thing is that it is outstanding for sleeping. Because if you're not sleeping well, and sometimes we have clients, I have a client that still really has a hard time really having a good night's sleep. And that's, again, it has to do, you can do all the nutrition and do things, but if the brain is not in balance, then it's gonna throw off your chemistry and you're just not gonna sleep well. And that's part of the most important thing you need to do to stay healthy. You need to have a good night's sleep. If you're not sleeping well, your body cannot regenerate and rest. So that's very important. And that is the brain tap has great results with calming the brain down, clearing things, and the transmission of the brain, so that people finally do get to have a good night's sleep. So that's a good thing. But if you're having anxiety, brain fog, you can't think clear, digestive issues, all the things that we see and hear every day, the food cravings, cold extremities, hormonal headaches, poor circulation, poor concentration, it's whatever you have, it's all connected. So we look at those symptoms, you can be telling us, but then we're looking for what we need to do in order to take care of that issue. And usually they're all connected.
Exactly. So, and again, with the new latest technology, the brain tapping, that is just going to benefit all of our clients, because the nutrition is extremely helpful, taking care of the brain, calming it down. But with the latest technology, I'm excited about getting a headset. I can't wait to do it.
Everything. And we've also used the Healy technology. It's a Healy device, which is a frequency device. It's a vibration part and the frequency device. So the Healy has to do with current. So when your body isn't functioning well, same with your brain, the cells are not opening and closing properly and letting the good nutrition in, or the good in, and holding on to the bad, whether it's any kind, no matter what kind of disease it is. So now the frequency machines, and there is the Rife machine. There are other frequency machines out there. The Healy technology has been here since March. The end of March is when I heard about it through the Master Circle, and it's technology from Germany. And that technology is state-of-the-art currency, frequency to help your body and improve your body and change.
So it raises if your vibration is low, Mary Jane will often talk about your vibration. Your vibration is low. What the Healy does is it raises your vibration. And healing is awesome because there's two settings. You can vibrate, which raises the frequency, and then there's electrodes that you put on your wrists, and you can do whatever program.
There's different
programs for different things going on. So there's sleep, there's beauty, there's gallbladder. I mean,
everything.
There's everything on the Healy. So the Healy is another awesome tool.
So the Healy, when we've had clients buy the Healy, there's 4 different, the Healy device is all the same, but there's different software for the different programs.
Different levels of
different levels. So the first level, the Healy Gold, has certain programs. The second level, Healy Holistic, has additional programs to it. Then there's the Healy Plus, and that has more current applications, more programs on it. But when you get the Healy Resonance, which is the top of the line, now that is where you get the vibration, and also the Healy Resonance can analyze your body, and then it tells you what programs you need to run. I've had a few people get the Healy, the second level one, and when Healy had another special, they upgraded to the Resonance. So the Healy is just phenomenal because you could not only do yourself, you could do animals, you could do a group, you could do your whole family, and it walks you through how to do that. And there's lots of videos on YouTube about the Healy programs, so you might want to look up some of those. Yes. It's all, it's about informing you about the latest technology and what it does for you and the importance of it. It's not just a gadget. It's a very important information for you to use, a tool to use on your body for optimum health.
I Healy every day, or I try to Healy every day. So I'll vibrate while I'm here at work, and then when I go home, I'll go ahead and connect myself to the electrode. So it's a pretty phenomenal device, and I do notice a huge difference. I mean, there's been a few days where I've been kind of down and get my Healy, do my positive thoughts, and all of a sudden I'm back up, I'm motivated, and things are raring to go. So the Healy, between the Healy, the brain tapping, and my nutrition, I'm going to be in even more optimal health than I am now. So I'm excited.
It's needed more than ever. You have to have the tools. It's not something you could get away with anymore. So you have to look at what else do you need. And you think about, people talk about the virus being everywhere. There was a picture on Facebook or somewhere about, if you could see the virus, what would you do? And they had pictures of little viruses all over. And my first thought was, if you could see what else is in the air, what would you do? The electromagnetics, the toxins, the chemicals, all those things that are everywhere around you. And that's why you always have to do something in order to stay above it. It's not going to go away, and it's more than ever before.
Yeah, it's not a one and done kind of,
The 3 top things that the neurology talks about and treats is the nutrition, the emotional, and the toxins. And so it could be toxic emotional things going on, but it's those things, and they're everywhere. So if I could have a picture of what's in the air besides this virus, there's a lot.
Lot going on.
Lot going on.
Lot going on.
So the other thing I'll talk about, we'll talk about that after the break, is the Air Scrubber Pro. It's an air machine that cleans here we go. I've used Volaro products since 1992. They're air fresheners and
filters.
Filters.
Purifiers, sanitizers.
And again, in March, they came out with this fabulous machine. And what it does, it kills viruses 99.9% or 98.9%. Kills mold, kills like staph, strep, all those things, bacteria. And it's been approved by the FDA, but it's used in space for when they were in space. But the technology of it is again, it's the greatest technology. So who wouldn't want that in your house? I mean, we have one here in the office, we have one at home, and many of our clients have them. So again, I only handle or carry products that I know are the best, and that's best to take care of you.
Exactly. All right, time for us to take a short break. You're listening to the Mary Jane Mack Show on Transformation Talk Radio. Catch you on the other side.
All clear. It's 2 messages waiting for you is basically what that means. Yeah. Yeah, because Dr. Pat, she's not there anymore, obviously. We haven't really gotten to that yet. My family's more non-traditional these days, and then Jessica's family is more traditional, but I haven't had one with her yet, so we're not sure. And again, with this year, it's up in the air. Whoa, that's good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Totally understand. Ready to come back? Okay. Visit nancylandrum.com.
What if I mess you up? You say, what if I break your heart in two, then what? Well, I hear, girl, but not so fast. For you make your mind up.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Mary Jane Mack Show on Transformation Talk Radio. I'm your co-host, Nancy. I'm here with my mom, Mary Jane. We have Benny in the studio, and today we're talking about brain-based wellness. If our brain is happy, then we're going to be happy.
Well, and it all goes together, what we're talking about. And probably next year, we'll have some of these outstanding guys as guests on the show, and you could hear what they have to say too. Again, all the things we talked about are important. It's like the brain tap, the Healy is important, the air machine. The air machine, I would say, it's Air Scrubber Pro is one probably really important for what's going on today, because it actually cleans the viruses out of the carpet, out of your clothing, out of the furniture, it's just a small unit, and it covers 3,000 square feet. So that's a real positive thing. I mean, to today's world, to keep you safe and keep your family.
Well, it keeps the air in your house like fresh and not stale.
You can tell the difference as soon as right after you plug it in. It doesn't take long.
The air scrubber has no ozone in it. There are other machines that we have that have ozone. The air scrubber is no ozone. So
yeah, people sometimes didn't like the ozone from the air machines, because if they used the ozone a lot, it would leave a little film on their windows. So you could always turn the ozone off on the other air machines though. But the other air machines work great too, because I'd have people in Florida, and they'd have a wall full of mold. You put that machine in there and it would clean it up. So again, mold is still a major issue, and people, sometimes it's hidden and they don't see it, but they create a lot of physical issues and nervous issues with their nervous system because of the mold.
We had a client, and we've talked about her before, living in Louisiana, where you have a lot of humidity, kept having, reoccurring problems, got on the nutrition.
Sinuses.
Still wasn't, she would improve, and then she would fall back down. And it all came down to mold in her closet.
I said, you have to have your house, it's got to be something in your house. And she said, well, she just had a certain part replaced or repaired under her house, redone. I said, it's still somewhere else. And we tracked it to the mold in her or the carpet in her closet.
And when she ripped that out, it was full of mold. And then she had looked up at a ceiling vent and took the vent down, and that was full of mold.
And she had mold. Then she noticed mold spores all around the closet. And then her air conditioning was full of mold.
So she did major overhaul, renovation, got rid of all the mold, and
was very thankful, because she would have. And she's been she had sinus surgery. She's been on antibiotics for years. She's actually a flight attendant, and she heard about me from another flight attendant. And but because she was persistent and stuck with the program, some people might have got discouraged after they had this setback, and invested in the time and money to get well, and then thought it wasn't working. She was persistent and hung in there, because we were able to continue to track it down. And once we did, she was so thankful, because if we didn't do that, she wouldn't have known.
And she wouldn't have gotten better. I mean, the nutrition would help, but it still would. It can't, if you're breathing in those mold spores, you are not going to get well. So that was like a miracle. Hallelujah.
Well, another thing is, even in your own house, look, during the summer, people had especially portable air machines. Those, when they sit, they can get mold in them. So you have air conditioners. So you have to look at that and pay attention when you bring them out. You're going to use them again. They got to really be cleaned thoroughly, and otherwise you're in trouble. You're in trouble. So, and then same with your heater vents, and the same thing. Looking at your house, you want to, if it's been a few years since you had your vents cleaned, you might want to have those done, because all the dust and air from that, and you could get some people, if they have water under their house, that could be an issue. So it's, if you're not getting well, you have to look at the whole picture, what's happening, instead of thinking it's you and you're so bad that nothing can help you. We had another client that's been with us a few weeks now. For a few years, 3 years, Jonathan, for 3 years, he's been going to doctors and everybody told him nothing was wrong with him. And he was giving up basically. And he heard about us from a friend of his, called, wasn't sure what to expect, but he called, and it's only 3 weeks and he's dramatically better already. He wasn't that bad. He just needed a little tweaking and he's dramatically better. And he's so thankful.
I mean, nice guy. When I
Yeah.
talked to him for his initial visit to set up his appointment, my heart just ached. I mean, he's been to every doctor. Everybody said nothing's wrong with you. And then he started doing the online research, thinking maybe he has MS. I mean, when you start doing your own diagnosing, it can get kind of scary. But it was simple for him. It was simple. And to talk to him, he's so appreciative. He's so grateful and he's so thankful.
And he has a long list of things that I say, well, tell me what's better. And he has this list of things that are better. And then the things that aren't right, then we look at that and I'm able to help him with, okay, now where is that coming from? It's another layer. And he's like, okay, I'm in.
So those are the fun stories. You know how Mary Jane always says, it's not really work, it's more fun. Well, I have to say, my job's really not work. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's fun when you get to talk to the clients and they're feeling better. And it's even fun to talk to the clients who aren't feeling good, but to give them the tools to make them better. So, you know, sometimes people get worse before you get better, but you got to get to the other side. How long have you been sick? So,
well, and sometimes, you know, people do things, but they forget to tell you what they're doing. So sometimes it's like being the detective and really tracking down, what are you doing? What are you eating? What's going on emotionally? And because there's always a reason if you're not getting better. It's not like when somebody ever calls here and they're not getting better, I would never say, well, I don't know what to tell you. That their body has all the answers. And so I follow the body. And again, you got to ask those key questions sometimes. So when somebody is determined to get better, they're in and they will like play the game with me, ask them the questions. And then sometimes they come up with the weirdest things they're doing, but never thought it was an issue.
Really affecting them the way it is.
Yeah.
All right. If you'd like to make an appointment with Mary Jane, you can call the office at 888-777-4232. If you'd like more information about Mary Jane, you can go visit the website at maryjanemack.com. I think we have the air scrubber info on the webpage.
Yes.
I believe.
And we have so many in stock. Yes.
So another great tool, with the air machine, the air scrubber, all you do is plug it in and turn it on. That's it. And then we have a smaller unit called the Air Cube or air freshener, and that does, I think, 1,500 square feet.
Yeah, it's not, it does kill bacteria and mold, but it's not as powerful as the air scrubber is the latest technology. The Air Cube is just earlier technology. However, it's excellent. And it's also, we have had many clients buy that for their kids going away to school because the dorm rooms are so bad, and kids, like last year, they were so sick. As soon as they put the Air Cube in, they stop getting sick, and they just do, you know, they wouldn't think of doing anything different, like staying on the certain protocol, making sure they use that air freshener machine, and it works.
Yeah, so all of that information is available on our website. Mary Jane?
Well,
your thoughts for the...
I'm giving you tools, and I'm excited to be here for you, to help you. We have so many things that we haven't even talked about. So if you're not feeling good, why wait? It's not, during this time, it's not going to get any better. We see that every day. So get started on your wellness program and know that it's not a quick fix. Commit to wellness for your lifetime. And then you will be stable and happy. And we hope that you have a great Thanksgiving. small or whatever, that you make it the best and just enjoy it and just kind of focus on what you want right now instead of all the negativity that's going on. If you focus on that, it's just going to drive you crazy. So turn off the radio, turn off the TV, listen to good music, focus on what you want this world to be. And you can change the world just by your thoughts.
Exactly. We can all do it one step at a time. I know things have been driving me crazy. So my happy escape is Christmas music. Some people say, oh my God, it's too early. It's not too early. The people we need to have that Christmas spirit. We need to feel the joy and the happiness instead of the detriment that's here. So thanks for listening. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. And we'll catch you next month on the Mary Jane Mack Show.
All clear, ladies. Nice job. Yay. Have a good one. Will do. Love you guys.